When 1.0 started, they said this is the beginning of the digital revolution. And I always thought to myself, you know, 10, 15 years from now, this is when the revolution really starts, because people would have grown up with computers and this whole digital area. So there's no kind of surprise to me that things like Twitter and Facebook are really happening now as opposed to 15 years ago. And there is a real kind of, I think, a real movement happening where digital culture is almost taking over. I've still got my memory for the first festival, thankfully. It was a long weekend at the ICA, the Institute of Contemporary Arts. There's probably, I don't know, 1,500 people. So quite a kind of niche-y, cliquey kind of thing in London. I helped produce it. It was great. There was a real kind of vibe about it, a real kind of pioneering spirit to some degree. Digital arts and culture area is very, very vibrant, particularly in London and the UK. It's like a world leader. There's a lot of shit going down every day, every week, and it's our job to kind of look at that to some degree. I don't know what the future is particularly, but I know there's some enormous talents coming through that will revolutionise our lives in lots of different ways. But in the future, it's also unstable because all these cuts, whatever level, they've mainly hit a lot of digital cultural organisations, not just 1.0 having a 100% cut. So what's going to happen with these people? Because they kind of come to organisations like 1.0 for advice, to showcase their work, to bring people together. So two things are going to happen. Either, you know, they're going to start to leach out and go abroad to other places, or maybe, you know, in a positive way, maybe there's a just complete backlash. It's like, fuck you, we're going to do it anyway. And it's a new dawn. A lot of great work has come out of adversities. And I think change is not necessarily a bad thing. We've always been changing, so it's not so different. Our festival takes more money at the bar than the whole of the London Film Festival, which is on for 4 times as long as us. So a little known fact, but and it's not because everyone's staggering around drunk, it's just it's a very nice place to be and people hang out. The things for me that I think are really important are things that can't be repeated, and they're the talks, the workshops and the live performance things. You know, with screening programs, yes, absolutely see them, but I appreciate you can't see them all. But there are other opportunities throughout the year or other cities to see them. But those live performances are one-off. Being at that juxtaposition between art, culture, entertainment, and design is a dream, really. If someone said, you know, you'd have a job like this, I would have bitten off both my arms and chopped both my legs off. Probably wouldn't have been much useful, but I would have, you know, really jumped at that. So to be here now is I feel very lucky.